If there's one thing I've always been able to do, it's to conjure up the ability to end up in the most compromising and strangest situations possibly known to man. So much so that when I would relay the course of events that occurred to my closest and dearest friends, they wouldn't even act surprised or shocked, because a lot of them had at one point shared these inevitable situations with me. However, the great thing I find to do is to act with little or no shame at all, and never ever be worried or scared or embarrassed about what people may think of you. Of course, there is a fine line between funny and downright humiliating. That would be the deciding factor of whether the moment should be shared in jest or quietly locked away deep inside, possibly never to be spoken of again. For example, let's say one morning you climbed out of bed and decided to bypass putting your clothes on immediately and ventured downstairs to retrieve your morning paper, or even make a cheeky little cup of tea to take back to your stinking pit of a bedroom, only to find at the exact moment you bend over to grab whatever's been pushed through your letterbox, you remember that today is actually window cleaning day, and as usual Jeff has decided to work his way from the downstairs upwards. Unfortunately now it's just too late, as for the exact moment of realisation you know that Jeff has seen the most intimate areas of your body that you wouldn't even let your wife or girlfriend explore. And the poor man is going to spend the remainder of his working day with the image of almighty hell coursing through his fragile mind, as he can't get the trauma of seeing the only customer that he actually probably likes display his goods like in some tacky budget porn movie. Yeah, I think that story would prompt sharing with your closest friends, and even their friends. As well, for that matter, anybody who was willing to listen needs to hear of that yarn. That's what I believe anyway. However, the line of tale sharing falls at death when a humiliation occurs. For example, let's say you're on a night out with pals, and your chat-up lines are going down a treat. You've already acquired 2 phone numbers, but they're dogging you once more. So, you glance around the club, and there, at the bar, you notice the tall, striking blonde, heavily overdressed like a catalogue model for the 1930s chic fantasist or something. But that doesn't matter, because you've already had enough alcohol to see past the ball gown dress and the earrings that look like 2 chimpanzees swinging around on a tyre. So you stumble over. However, the closer you get, you realise this probably wasn't such a good idea. You see, she's got a little bit of mileage on the clock, and not only that, the makeup seems to have been put on with some Roman catapult or something. But it doesn't matter. You see, this is superficial detail, because you know by throwing caution to the wind, not only will it make your friends wince in horror, but also pat you on the back as a mark of acknowledgement for the legend that you were that night. "Hello, princess," you say. "I'm going to guess what it is you're drinking. Now, if I get it right, then you owe me a drink. However, if I get it wrong, I'll tell you what, I'll buy you 2. How's that?" It's then at this juncture, as you draw your face away from the ear that you were talking into, and your eyes meet, that you actually realise you've just delivered a knockout chat-up line to your dad's best mate and golfing buddy Dave. And even though, post-trauma, you've just spent the last 20 minutes convincing Dave that you will take his secret to the grave with you, deep down you know this one stays under lock and key, kept in a dark place inside of your soul. Now, speaking of yarns, it only dawned on me the other day that it might be a bit of fun sharing one of these as commentaries with the listeners, after I was talking to one of my work colleagues and telling him of a situation that happened to me then. So, here's one for you now. Let's see. Once upon a time, well, 2 years ago, I myself and some work colleagues went to the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Now, this event is a race day that consists of Guinness, big races, gambling, Guinness, big hats, Irish people, and Guinness. However, the people I went with were hardcore, and I needed to wear my man trousers today because the day started at 05:30 hours. Yes, 05:30 hours in the morning. It's amazing what a knock on the rear door to certain pubs in Digbeth, Birmingham will gain you access to. It's like a Narnia of the Irish variety, where you can start your day with a full English breakfast and a pint of Guinness to wash it all down. So, after a 5-pint warm-up, it's on to the coach where the real drinking starts. Then, after a long journey of about an hour and 20 minutes, I think, we arrived at the racecourse. Everybody by now was beginning to feel the effects of the alcohol kicking in, and people who we'd just met in Birmingham and climbed on the coach were now our closest and dearest lifelong friends upon arrival at Cheltenham. The only problem was, this was pretty much the end of the good day as it happened, because the day was starting to get progressively worse from here on. We lost friends, we lost money, and a few of us even lost our temper as one of our friends, shitface, decided to come back from the toilet, not look where he was going and kick a whole round of drinks over that was on the floor. Yeah, it's time to go now, I think. The only problem was there was only me and 3 others who were up for this. So, we decided to skip the rest of the day and leave. We'll catch a train back to Birmingham and carry on the night from there on. So there we are, on the train and homeward bound. And for some reason I felt relieved I'd gotten out of that situation. However, I had a bit of a problem. This train was absolutely jam-packed full to the hilt with people, and we were all squashed up and cramped. We were actually sat on the floor, and to be honest with you, I think I might have been actually sitting on people who were sitting on people. It was that bad, and I had a bit of a problem kicking in. I needed the bathroom, desperately. You see, if you've never drank Guinness, let me tell you something. It is like a natural laxative. I don't know what it does, but there's something in that drink that if you drink too much of it and you're not careful, you're going to have a little bit of an accident. So, upon realising this, I knew there was only one thing to do, and that was to get everybody out the way as quickly as possible and get to the toilet and get the job done. So eventually that's it. Bang, bing, bosh. I get there. And I'm assuming I was at the toilet because, you see, the problem is I don't catch trains, I drive. And the last time I caught a train, the toilet was simple. It was a door, it was a lock, and it was a toilet and a sink. Nice, just how God intended. But apparently no, because you see, that's considered prehistoric now, as the thing that I was faced with was like some space age thing out of Star Trek that I'd never seen before. And it was that big, there was actually 15 or 16 people spilling inside of it sitting down drinking, because there was literally nowhere else left on the train to go. So eventually I get all these slovenly lazy students out the fucking door, and that's it. So I stop, I turn around, I look, and there's buttons on the wall all lit up in green. Where's the one that says close? There we go. Click. Job done. I pull my trousers down and I sit on the toilet and I do what God only intended me to do in these situations. It's upon this juncture then that I look around the room and I notice that there's 3 buttons. One says open, one says close. Hang on a minute, what's that one in the middle? Lock. Shit. I didn't see that. And the only problem is, this button's actually the other side of the room, so I can't even lean over and press it. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's done now. As long as I'm nice and quick and... Some pissed up twat must have leaned up against the open button and there we go. I'm now revealed to the entire packed out train like some prize on a 1980s game show that the contestants didn't quite win. And here's what you would have won. A man taking a shit. Jesus. How the hell am I going to talk my way out of this one? I'm just so embarrassed I want to die. But thankfully some good Samaritan presses the button and shuts the door again. So what did I do? Did I put it under lock and key? Did I keep it away from everybody? No. I told absolutely everybody about it. Because let's face it, a problem shared is a problem you can piss your pants at. I'll see you later, guys.